dwarves, that's why. He smashed the entrance to the tunnel.
Oh, no!
We're shut in.
We are trapped. This is the end of our quest.
But smoke will make a meal of us.
We shall die here.
Oh, my dear. Come along now. Come along, all of you. Come. I mean, while there's life, there's hope, my father used to say. Yes. Yes, but now look, listen, all of it. Now look, I'm going down the tunnel once again. Yes, I mean, after all, the only way out is down, isn't it? Yes. So I think this time you'd better all come with me.
No, Mr. Baggins. Oh, come, my dwarves, come. Mr. Baggins is right. It is the only way.
Quite right.
Yes, but you seem very cheerful about it, Bilbo.
Yes, I know. I can't explain it. Yes, it must be simply burglar's luck. Now, come along. Down the tunnel, all of you. And be quiet as you can. And do be careful. The treasure cavern is just round this corner. There's no red glow, so I don't think Smaug is at home. And all right. Now, all of you, wait here while I go and see. Come on, Tolkien, you can come in.
All right.
Yes. Come along, then. It's all right. All clear. You can light the torches.
Light the torches.
But what if Smaug comes back?
Then we'll have to run back into the tunnel.
The torch is ready, Thorin.
Then let us go into the treasure. Hold the torches aloft. At last, the fabled treasure of the race of Durin. Many long years have we dreamed, my dwarves, but never have any of us dreamed of such beauty and the vastness of the hoard. Gold, my dwarves! It's gold! Gold!
And silver,
And rubies!
and emeralds, stones,
Precious ring!
royal crowns, shining armor.
Fill your pockets! Take all you can carry!
Well, thank goodness you're satisfied about something. But, what's this? The Arkenstone. It must be. Yes. Thorin described it exactly. Fairest gem of all the dwarvish treasure. Oh, yes, very beautiful. I must give it to Thorin. Yes. No, I'll put it in my pocket. Yeah, now I am a burglar indeed. I mean, I will tell the dwarves about it, of course, sometime. But I just for a bit, I'd like to keep it to myself. It's really very, very beautiful.
Mr. Baggins!
Oh, yes?
Here is the first payment of your reward.
Oh?
Cast off your old coat and put this on.
Oh, but oh, thank you. What is it?
It's a coat of mail made by elves of silver steel, which they call mithril.
Oh, thank you. Oh, it's very light, isn't it?
Yes, and very strong. It is protected by magic.
Ooh.
There are few such coats left in these days. So it is worth far more than its weight in gold.
Oh, well, thank you, Thorin. I'll take my coat. Thank you. Feels magnificent. I expect I look rather silly in it. Still, I wish there was a looking glass handy.
Dwarves! My dwarves! The treasure is not yet won. Yes, we have found it true enough, but we have not found a way of escape.
No, that's true.
Yes, it is 100 years since I was last in my grandfather's halls. But not for 1,000 years could I forget the ways of this place. From here, we can make our way to the great chamber of Thrall, and from there to the front gate. Now follow me. See? This is where the river comes out of the south side of the mountain.
Well, I never expected to be looking out of Smaug's front door.
Now, we have 4 or 5 hours hard march ahead of us. Yes. There is an old lookout post at the southwest corner of the mountain. From there, we can see in all directions.
But what if Smaug spots us there?
We should be safe enough, Balin. There is a chamber cut into the mountain face behind the ledge. It was made to house a watchman. There is room for us all, and we'll be quite snug there. But it is a hard path, so let us waste no more time. We do not want Smaug to catch us out in the open.
I wonder where Smaug is.
After blocking the entrance to the side door, Smaug was very, very angry. No one had dared oppose him for many an age, and someone would have to pay. The intruders had come from the lake town, and so it was that the fiery dragon turned in all his might and fury and menace towards Esgaroth.
Look at the lonely mountain. The lights again. Perhaps the king under the mountain is forging gold. It is time the songs began to prove themselves again.
Which king are you talking about? As like as not, it is the fire of the dragon. The only king under the mountain any of us can remember.
You are always foreboding gloomy things, Bard. You may be the finest archer in Lake Town, but it seems to make you very sour company, my friend. Talk of something cheerful. Oh, look at those lights now. Aren't they lovely?
You fools! I must go and see the master.
But it's the king! The king under the mountain.
His wealth is like the sun. The river's cold and run.
Master! Master!
Bard, give the breath back. Here, have some wine. Sit down here at the window and watch the lights in the mountain. Aren't they lovely?
Master, the dragon is coming.
What?
Those lights, it's Smaug, and she's coming here. Or I'm a fool.
Smaug? Oh, no. Sound the alarm. Cut the broom. Well, don't just stand there, man. Get your archers together.
They are drawn up outside, Master.
Good. Good. To arms! To arms!
Stand fast, ye bowmen.
No man can withstand Smaug.
We are doomed. Run and hide.
Swim for the shore.
Stand to your posts. Fight for your town. Dale shall be avenged, whatever the cost.
Here he comes!
Don't waste your arrows, and don't shoot till I give the word.
He set the great house alight! Shoot!
It's useless, Bard. The arrows just bounce off him. He's indestructible. We keep fighting. We shall all be killed. We keep fighting.
Bard, come quickly! Half the town is destroyed and the people are fleeing to the mainland.
I shall never leave. I'm of the race of Gideon, Lord of Dale in better days. My place is here to fight and to die for the town if need be. Esgaroth must have a champion. Farewell.
Farewell, Bard! Farewell!
One arrow left. I'll serve you to the last. Black Arrow, you have never failed me, and I have always recovered you. What is it, Old Thrush? What tidings do you bring? Of the dragon's left breast. Thank you, good Thrush. Thank you. Smaug. I see it. I see the hollow. Black Arrow. To your mark.
Smaug
Something strange is happening, I'm sure of it. Where is Smaug?
Yes.
Look at those flocks of birds. It is time for their autumn wanderings. Why do they stay?
And all about the mountain, there are many carrion birds, as if a battle were afoot.
Hey, there's that old thrush again.
Look.
He's trying to tell us something.
If only he were a raven. We dwarves can speak with ravens.
He's gone.
I knew many ravens of the rocks hereabouts when I was a dwarf lad. Just above this very guard chamber, there lived a wise and famous pair, old Kark and his wife. But I don't suppose that any of that ancient breed linger hereabouts now.
Hey, the thrush is coming back.
Oh, yes.
Look at him, and he's bringing a raven with him.
And a very old raven, to be sure. Look at his bald head, and see how slowly his wings flap.
Thorin, son of Thrain and Balin, son of Fundin. I am Roak, son of Kark.
Son of Kark! You are indeed welcome.
It is 100 years and 53 since I came out of the egg, but I do not forget the king of old. I bring you tidings, some of joy to you. Others you will not think so good.
Say on, O Roak, son of Kark.
Behold, the birds are gathering back again to the mountain. The word has gone out that Smaug is dead.
Dead. Smaug dead.
This thrush, may his feathers never fall, saw him killed in battle with the men of Esgaroth. He was shot by Bard, their chief archer, a grim man but true.
Smaug dead! The dragon killed him, you hear, dwarves! My dwarves, Smaug is dead!
So much for joy. Thorin, Oak and Shield. But many are gathering here beside the birds. The news of the death of the dragon has already gone far and wide, and the legend of the wealth of Thraw has not lessened in the telling during many years. Many are eager for a share of the spoil.
Share?
Already, a host of wood elves is on its way from Mirkwood with their king.
Wood elves?
Wood elves?
Yes, they have gone to give aid to the men of Esgaroth, whose town is no more. Many of the townsfolk have died. By the lake, men murmur that their sorrows are due to the dwarves. They too think to find amends from your treasure.
They must think again.
Wisdom must decide your cause. But if you will listen to my counsel, you will not trust the master of the lakemen, but rather him that killed the dragon, Bard the bowman. Somehow he escaped alive in the wreck of Lake Town, and he is hailed as hero and savior of his people. They called for him to be their king, but he is loyal to the memory of the race of Durin. We would see peace once more among dwarves and men and elves after the long desolation, but it may cost you dear in gold. I have spoken.
None of our gold shall they have. Thanks, Roak, son of Kark. If you would earn our thanks still more, I beg of you to send your fastest and strongest messengers to my cousin Dain in the Iron Hills of the North, for he has many fierce warriors well armed and dwells nearest to this place. Bid him hasten to us.
I will not say if his counsel be good or bad, but I will do what can be done. Farewell.
Farewell, Rock! Farewell, Thrush! Now, my dwarfs, back to the front gate. We must build our defenses, and there is little time to lose. Bend your backs to it.
The king beneath the mountains, the king of carven stone, the lord of silver fountains.
The dwarves labored hard in fortifying the front gate, for since this was now the only way out of the mountain, it was also the only means of access to the treasure. As they worked, the ravens brought news that the joint armies of the lake men and wood elves were hurrying towards the mountain. In 4 days they would arrive, and in In 4 days, the hastily thrown up but solid barrier across the front gate was ready. The only way into the mountain was by climbing over the wall, as the dwarves did themselves, with ropes and ladders.
I didn't like the way things were going at all.
Turin! A company of spearmen are riding up the valley.
Who are you that come armed for war to the gates of Turin, son of Train, king under the mountain?
Hail, Turin! We rejoice that you and your companions are alive beyond our hope. There is matter for a parley and a council.
Who are you? And of what would you parley?
I am Bard, the bowman of Esgaroth, and by my hand was the dragon slain and your treasure delivered.
So we learn.
I am the heir of Girion, Lord of Dale, and in your hoard is mingled much of the wealth of that town which Smaug destroyed. I would speak for the men of Esgaroth, and ask whether you have no thought for their misery and distress. They aided you in your need, and in recompense you have brought only ruin.
We are just in all things, but nothing will we give under threat of force. I will not parley with armed men at my gate. Not at all with the people of the Elven King, whom I remember with small kindness.
The Elven King is my friend, and has succored the people of the lake in their need.
Enough! In this debate he has no place. Begone now, ere our arrows fly.
One moment more. These are our terms. Herald.
In the name of Esgaroth and Mirkwood, we speak unto Thorin Oakenshield, king under the mountain. We bid him consider well these claims, or be declared our foe. At the least, he shall deliver 1/12th portion of the treasure unto Bard, as the dragon slayer and the heir of Girion, from which Bard will himself contribute to the relief of the men of the lake, and to the rebuilding of a new town.
Here is my answer. My next arrow will be aimed not at your shield, but at your head.
We will give you time to repent your words. I declare the mountain besieged. You shall not depart from it until you call on your side for a truce and a parley. We leave you to your gold. Eat that if you will.
Time behind the barricade passed slowly and wearily, until at last news came of Thorin's cousin Dain from the Iron Hills. It was only 2 days' march away, and was bringing with him more than 500 armed dwarves. This was the moment for Bilbo's plan.
Oh, yes. I decided to take the Arkenstone over to the enemy. Not that I thought of them as the enemy, but those dwarves were so stubborn. Thorin had often said that the Arkenstone was beyond price to him. In fact, he'd made it very clear that anyone finding it and not handing it over to him straight away would be dealt with very sharply. Very sharply indeed.
But so determined was Bilbo to stop any fighting before it started, that evening he took the Arkenstone from its hiding place, wrapped it in a rag, and climbed over the barricade down towards the lower course of the stream. He was nearly across when he missed his footing on a round stone and fell into the cold water.
Who goes there?
Oh, what? I'm Mr. Bilbo Baggins, B.A.G.I. Companion of Thorin Oakenshield, if you want to know.
Companion of Thorin? And what might be your business?
Yes, well, whatever it is, it's my own. My good elves. And if you ever wish to get back to your woods, you'll take me to the Bard, or whatever his name is, and to your king, as quick as may be.
Brave words, Hobbit.
Yeah.
Very well. Follow us.
Yes, buck up, I'm frozen.
It's the dwarves' Hobbit. Yes. Dripping wet. In a coat of mithril. What's he doing here? What indeed?
Those impalkers.
This is their tent. Enter.
Ah, thank you very much.
It's Bilbo Baggins.
The Hobbit. He said he wished to speak with you, my lord.
Did he? And what have you to say to us, Mr. Baggins?
Well, Mr. Bard, your Majesty, sire, yes. You see, it's about this impossible situation. Smaug is dead. I mean, yes. And there's more than enough treasure for everyone, and yet it looks as though all these people, the men, elves, and the dwarves, are going to fight over it. And I mean, if they're going to fight over it, well, someone is bound to be killed.
We
and
are quite ready to accept any reasonable terms that Thorin may offer. He has heard our demands and has not seen fit to reply.
Yes, well,
There need be no battle.
Well, with the humblest respect, the King of the Wood Elves doesn't know the King of the Dwarves as well as I do.
Indeed?
No. You see, Thorin is quite prepared to sit on that heap of treasure and starve as long as you remain here.
Well, let him. Such a fool deserves to starve.
Yes, but do you know about Dane and his followers from the Iron Hills? They're only 2 days' march away, you know.
Well, we knew of Dane, but not that he was so close. Why do you tell us this?
Well...
Are you betraying your friends? Or are you threatening us?
No, neither, Mr. Bard, neither. I'm merely trying to avoid trouble for all concerned. Yes. Now, I will make you an offer.
An offer?
What is it?
Well, it's... this. This is the Arkenstone of Train, the heart of the mountain. It is also the heart of Thorin. He values it above a river of gold. I give it to you. It will aid you in your bargaining.
But how is it yours to give?
Well, yes, well, I mean, it isn't exactly. But, well, I am willing to let it stand against all my claim, don't you know? I mean, I may be a burglar, or so they say. Personally, I never felt in the least bit like one, but I am an honest one, more or less, I hope. Anyway, I'm going back now, and the dwarves can do what they like to me. I hope you'll find it useful.
Bilbo Baggins.
Yes?
You are more worthy to wear that coat of mithril than many who have looked more comely in it.
Oh. Yeah, thank you, my Lord King.
But I advise you to remain with us.
Oh, no, I'm also...
Here you shall be honoured and thrice welcome.
Well, it's most kind of you, I'm sure, but I don't think I ought to leave my friends like this after all we've been through together, you know. I really must be going, and quickly.
As you wish. My elves will guide you to a safe ford across the stream.
Oh, thank you.
And set you dry on the other side.
Oh, thank you, most kind. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Baggins.
Yes, good night, Mr. Bard.
Good night, little hobbit. May fortune bring us together again.
Yes.
Soon.
See that, dwarves? They're sending another embassy to parley with us. They'll have got wind of Dain's coming with his troops. I thought that might alter their mood.
They are not sending a herald this time. Bard is coming closer. And there's the Elven King.
Old man with them, holding a box. Who is he? And what do you suppose is in the box?
Hail, Thorin. Are you still of the same mind regarding our terms?
Did you come to ask me idle questions? Still the elf host has not departed as I bade. Till then you come in vain to parley with me.
Is there then nothing for which you would yield any of your gold?
Nothing that you or your friends have to offer.
What are the contents of this box? Open it, old man. What of this?
The Arkenstone. The Arkenstone. That stone was my father's and is rightly mine. Why should I purchase my own? How came you by the heirloom of my house? If there is need to ask such a question of thieves.
We are not thieves.
How did you come by it?
Your own we will give back in return for our
Where
own.
did you find it?
There need be no bloodshed.
How did you come by it?
Thorin, It was me, Torin.
What?
Me. I gave it to them.
You gave it, you miserable hobbit!
Oh, don't strike me, Torin!
You undersized burglar! By the beard of Durin, I wish I had Gandalf here.
But I only tried...
Curse him for his choice of you. May his beard wither.
Oh, Torin, you're hurting me.
Hurting you? I will kill you, you wretched creature.
No, put me down.
Down onto the rocks with you. Hobbit!
Oh, don't strike me, Torin!
You undersized burglar! By the beard of Durin, I wish I had Gandalf here.
But I only tried...
Curse him for his choice of you. May his beard wither.
Oh, Torin, you're hurting me.
Hurting you? I will kill you, you wretched creature.
No, put me down.
Down onto the rocks with you.
Your wish is granted, Torin. Stay your hands, unafraid.
All right.
Torin, the old man holding the Arkenstone. It is Gandalf.
If you don't like my burglar, please don't damage him. Just put him down.
Very well.
Thank you.
Go down to your friends, you descendant of rats, before I change my mind and hurl you down.
Oh, yes, of course. Goodbye.
Thorin, we will give you until tomorrow. At noon we will return and see if you have brought from the hoard the portion that is to be set against the stone. If that is done without deceit, then we will depart, and the elf host will go back to the forest. Meanwhile, farewell!
Torin, are you going to give in to them?
Give in? Don't be a fool. Send for Roak. Bid him take word to my cousin Dane to come with his dwarves at the greatest speed possible.
Mr. Bard, Your Majesty.
What is it, Bilbo?
An army of dwarves is approaching.
Thank you, Bilbo. My Lord King, it is surely Dane and his dwarves. They must have marched double-paced through the night.
Warned by Thorin, somehow, I do not doubt.
Yes, as I thought. Dane approaches. Let the mighty dwarf pass. Hail! I am Bard of the Lakemen. This is the King of the Wood Elves.
Hail, Bard. Hail, Elven King. I and my dwarves are hasting to our kinsmen in the mountain, since we learn that the kingdom of old is renewed. But why do you sit as foes before defended walls?
We are waiting till noon for your cousin Thorin to fulfill his bargain.
Bargain?
1/12 of the dragon's treasure in exchange for the Arkenstone.
The Ark? You have the Arkenstone?
We do. Show him, Gandalf.
There.
The heart of the mountain. You dare to bargain with the sacred stone?
To avoid battle, I do so bargain.
I ask for passage for my dwarves through your army. The way to the mountain is blocked.
You and your dwarves must stay where you are until midday.
We shall see.
Come, dwarf!
Oh, dear. He's very angry.
The treasure will be claiming more lives today.
Do you think he means to fight us?
He is even now giving the signal for the dwarves to attack.
Men and elves, to your posts.
Dwarves, to the attack!
Halt! Halt! Dread has come upon you all. It has come more swiftly than I guessed. See! To the
north, that great black cloud, that's like a sea of locusts. They fly above an army, the army of Bolg.
Bolg! Goblins!
Aye, goblins in their thousands. They ride upon wolves, and wargs are following.
Let Dane come into the council at once with Bard and the Elven King. We must join forces against the evil denizens of the north. Upon victory depends not just the treasure, not only our lives, but the whole future and well-being of Middle-earth.
To your post! Our enemies come!
Yay!
Esgaroth! Esgaroth!
So began the battle of the five armies. Upon one side, the goblins with the bats and wolves and the wild wargs. Upon the other, elves and men and dwarves. At first, victory seemed at hand, but sheer weight of numbers was too much even for the combined strength of Bard, Dane, and the Elven King. Slowly, they were driven back.
Gandalf! Gandalf, look! It's Thorin! He and his dwarves have climbed down the barricades.
To me, elves and men! To me, all my kinsfolk!
Thorin!
Arrakazan! Remember the mines of Moria!
Oh, Gandalf! They'll all be killed!
I have tarried here long enough. Now my sword Glamdring must cleave goblins once again.
Oh, no, don't go, Gandalf. Don't leave me.
Where the magic ring will go. But keep well out of the way. The ring may make you invisible, but it won't save you from a chance arrow or a flying spear. Farewell until we meet again, if ever.
Don't go.
Keep back. Keep back, I say.
Gandalf will be slain. They'll all be slain. They must be. The eagles are coming. The eagles are tearing the goblins to bits. But there's still not enough of them. What's that? It's Bjorn. Bjorn has come. Now there's a chance. The goblins... Oh, my head.
Who's that?
Oh, Bilbo Baggins, B-A-W... Ooh.
It is well that I found you.
Are you much hurt?
I've a nasty knock on the head, I think.
I will carry you down to the camp in the valley.
Oh, that's very kind of you.
You are needed. The day is won, but Keely and Feely are dead, and Thorin is grievously wounded.
Thorin?
He asked for you.
Come on. Thank you. Thorin?
Mr. Baggins.
Yes?
Farewell, good thief. I go now to the halls of waiting to sit beside my fathers until the world is renewed.
Oh, no.
Since I now leave all my gold and silver and go where it is of little worth. I wish to part in friendship from you, and I would take back my words and deeds at the gate.
Oh, no. Farewell, King Under the Mountain. This is a bitter adventure if it must end so. And not a mountain in gold can amend it. Yet I'm glad that I shared in your perils. That's been more than any Baggins deserves.
No. There is more in you of good than you know, child of the kindly West. Some courage and wisdom blended in measure. If more of us valued food and cheer and song, above hoarded gold, it would be a merrier world. But sad or merry, I must leave it now. Farewell.
Thank you, Torrin. Farewell.
As I assume my cousin's throne, I now assume his obligations. Torrin has his Arkenstone, and I will honor the agreement of the dead. 1/14 of the treasure shall be given to Bard of the Lakemen. To you, King of the Elves, I give the Emeralds of Girion. And as for you, Bilbo Baggins, although you have laid aside your claim, we would give you something.
Oh, no, really, I couldn't.
I insist. You I would reward most richly of all.
Oh, yes, but I... I suppose perhaps just 2 chests, one of silver and one of gold. That's as much as I can manage.
Come, Bilbo, all is ready.
Farewell, Balin.
Farewell, Bilbo.
And farewell, Dwalin. And farewell to you all. Farewell. May your beards never grow thin. Farewell, Thorin Oakenshield. And Keely and Feely.
Goodbye, Bilbo. And good luck wherever you journey.
Thank you.
If you visit us again when our halls are made fair once more, then the feast shall indeed be splendid.
Ah, thank you, Balin. And if ever you're passing my way, don't wait to knock. Tea is at 4, you know. But any of you are welcome at any time. Farewell.
The elf host was on the march back to Mirkwood. Bilbo and Gandalf rode behind the Elven King, and beside them strode Beorn, once again in man shape, and he laughed and sang in a loud voice throughout the journey. At length, they drew near to the borders of the forest, where the river flowed out.
No further, Mr. Baggins, I think.
No. Whoa!
Farewell, O Elven King. Merry be the greenwood while the world is yet young, and merry be all your folk.
Farewell, O Gandalf. Farewell, Beorn, my old friend. We see each other too little.
Maybe we do. The cares of our domains keep us apart.
You must visit me in the spring.
With joy. The misty mountains contain precious few goblins to worry my animals now. Farewell.
Farewell, Beorn. Farewell. Farewell, Gandalf.
Farewell, Elven King.
Farewell, Bilbo.
Oh, farewell.
Farewell, Goodwood Elves. Farewell.
Bilbo. Yes, coming. Goodbye.
by midwinter, Gandalf and Bilbo had come all the way back, along the edges of the forest to Beorn's house, where they stayed for Yuletide, and indeed for many weeks after. It was an early spring morning, and a fair one with a bright sun, when they finally took their leave of the ancient and strange creature.
Yes, and with regret, I might add, for though I longed for home, Beorn's house had been so warm and merry and safe.
It was on May the 1st that the two came at last to the brink of the valley of Rivendell. The High Elves came out to greet them and led them across the water to the house of Elrond.
His bones are now crumbled, his armor is shivered, his splendor is humbled. All swords shall be rusted, and throne and crown perish, with strength that men trusted, and wealth that they cherish. Yet grass is still growing, and leaves are yet swinging, the white water flowing, and elves are yet singing.
Welcome, Gandalf the Grey. And welcome, Bilbo Baggins. The burglar, I believe.
Yes, thank you, Elrond.
There are many eager ears waiting to hear of your adventures.
Well,
But first, I have news for you. The necromancer has at last been driven from his hold in the south of Mirkwood.
By the wizards and masters of law?
The same. You knew of this?
Let us say I had a hand in the happenings in the south. Ere long now, the forests will grow somewhat more wholesome. The north will also be free from horror for many long years, I hope. Yet I wish the necromancer were banished from the world altogether.
It would be well indeed. But I fear that will not come about in this age of the world, or for many after. Now for your tale.
Yes.
And miss nothing out in the telling, mind you.
No. Well, you see...
Well, it all began nearly a year ago when I called on Mr. Baggins here one tea time with 13 dwarves led by Thorin Oakenshield. I may say that the Hobbit wasn't at all pleased to see us.
Well, I mean to say, they just...
You weren't.
When the tale of their journeyings was told, there were other tales, and yet more tales. Tales of long ago, and tales of new things, and tales of no time at all. Till at length, Bilbo's head fell forward on his chest, and he snored comfortably in a corner.
Weariness fell from me in that place, and I had many a merry jest and dance early and late with the high elves of the valley. Yet even Elrond's house could not long delay me now, and I thought always of my own home.
After a week, therefore, Bilbo said goodbye to Elrond and rode away with Gandalf, the elves' songs and light voices following them on the morning breeze. As all things come to an end, even this story. The day came at last when the travelers were in sight of the country where Bilbo had been born and bred, where the shapes of the land and of the trees were as well known to him as his hands and toes. Coming to a rise, he could see his own hill in the distance. He stopped suddenly.
Roads go ever, ever on, under cloud and under star. Yet feet that wandering have gone turn at last to home afar. Eyes that fire and sword have seen, and horror in the halls of stone, look at last on meadows green and trees and hills they long have known.
My dear Bilbo, you are not the hobbit you were.
No. 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 Come on. Come on, Gandalf. Come on.
One autumn evening, some years afterwards, Bilbo was sitting in his study, writing his memoirs. He had just settled on the choice of a title.
I call it, The Hobbit. No, it's a bit bold. It's there, and back again. A Hobbit's Holiday. Holiday? What a holiday. No? Oh, I wonder who that can be. Good gracious me. Oh dear, I'm picking up lobelia. Wonder if I ought to put my ring on. Oh, right, I'll risk it. Oh, Gandalf! Oh, good to see you. Come on in, come on.
Thank you, Bilbo. I've brought an old friend to see you.
A friend? An old friend?
Hello, Mr. Baggins.
Balin. Well, my dear Balin. Come on, both of you. Come in. Come.
Thank you.
Hang your cloaks up.
Hang my cloak up. I know where.
Yes, you know, and you know too, no, Gandalf. Hang your cloaks up. Come on. I'll stay down here. You remember? You know where to go.
Very well.
Oh. Well. What? You look here, by the fire. That's it. Sit yourselves down. Go on. Make yourselves comfortable.
Thank you.
The kettle won't be long, and we'll all have a nice cup of tea. And a slice of seed cake. Fill your pipes, gentlemen.
Thank you, Bilbo. You are quite well. Your waistcoat is a little more expensive.
What? Oh, yes, I'm afraid so. Yes, well, your beard is several inches longer, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, tell me, how are things going in the land of the mountain? I think of you all so often.
I am happy to say that things are going very well.
Good.
The lake men have rebuilt Dale, the valley is rich and fertile, and the desolation is now filled with birds and blossom in spring and feasting in autumn. Much wealth goes up and down the running river and the lake. And there is the greatest of friendship between men and dwarves and the wood elves.
But what of Bard? How's he?
Bard is the new master of the Lakemen,
Gee.
and very popular, for of course he gets most of the credit for the present prosperity.
Oh.
They are making songs which say that in his day the rivers run with gold.
Well, then the prophecies of the old songs have turned out to be true. I mean, after a fashion.
But of course. And why should they not prove true?
Well, I mean,
You don't really suppose, do you, that all your adventures and escapes were managed by mere luck, just for your sole benefit?
No, but I mean...
You're a very fine person, Mr. Baggins, and I am very fond of you. But you are only a little fellow in a wide world, after all.
Thank goodness, eh? There's the kettle. Come along, I'll make the tea.
Gandalf, Bilbo appears to writing.
Writing?
Yes.
Tea cake on the left, Hobbit on the right.
Well, he would never get a publisher.
And Bilbo took to writing poetry and visiting the high elves. And though many shook their heads and said, "Poor old Baggins," and though few believed any of his tales, he remained very happy to the end of his days. And these were extraordinarily long.